And once again, welcome back, folks. We are live from the Almagada Sports Center here this morning in this rematch of yesterday's matchup between the Cape Breton Lynx and the Western Wolves out of Prince Edward Island. This is a presentation of the Major Maritime Girls Hockey League in association with High Button Sports as Black Rier moves it across. Gabrielle chases it down. Number 18, Rylan Gabrielle. Another chance in front of the net. Gabrielle trying to move that puck. She leads the team in scoring in points with 16 games, or 16 goals, or 16 points rather, in as many games. So a point per game average for her defensive position, not easy to do, as she had quite a few chances on those shot attempts from the point in last game. And once again, that story of last game was the goaltender for the Wolves, Peyton Crozier. This time, it's number 35, Alexa Aiken, in goal. So equal confidence being afforded to both their goaltenders here, as Aiken getting the start here. And a goaltending change at the other end for this game on the Lynx behalf, as Ellie Power, number 31, starts in the goal crease for the Cape Breton Lynx as they look to bounce back after that loss yesterday. 4-2 score was the final, as you recall if you were there live. As this one rung around behind by Morell on the dump and chase. Every game is a brand new one here as Duncan skates into the zone. And a little momentum and confidence on behalf of the Wolves from yesterday's matchup, looking to carry that momentum into this contest. As Morell moves it across the left wing side, quick change there as Angione goes off to the bench. Dumped in and around behind the boards, behind the net rather, as Brooke McGuigan chases down number 14 in front, and a shot that stopped. Quick closing of the wickets there. A first big test there for Ellie Power in goal. She passes that test. She pats to the shoulder from her teammates there on that save as Murray got out in front. Murray on the draw for the Wolves here, up against Julia Brown on the face-off dot in the offensive zone. Clean draw win there. Looking for a deflection in front. That one goes wide as McLean chips it around. Taken here by the Lynx as they try to exit the zone cleanly here. That one a quick chip and chase. Chased down by Richard. She gets taken down on the play. No call on that one. Is that one taken here on the near side in the corner, looking to escape the zone. And an outlet pass to Chasson, breaking in on a breakaway. She's free of the shot, and a great save there with the pad by Power as the Wolves captain was in alone. Pass in front, intercepted there. McPherson trying to dig it free. Taking that move behind by McGinnis into the corner. Chasing it down is Andrews. Andrews trying to clear, and she finds McCackern. Madison McCackern through neutral ice. Skates over the line, stops up and dumps it in. Not seeing an option to get past the defense there, and it's entire leg. She gets off the ice for a change as Cassie Cremo comes on in her relief. On the near side wall, Morell trying to hold the line. Stevenson, outlet play on the backhand, unable to find the target as Vickers stopped that one up, and here they come in transition. The Lynx moving in. Landry trying to move to the inside, unable to get a shot away, but she dumps it into the corner for a cycle attempt. As now the Lynx with some zone pressure. Off the boards, escapes past Vicker, but Morell there to chase it down and provide a cushion there defensively as that one dumped into the zone by the Lynx once again. Primo chasing it down on the pinch. Looking to establish a forecheck here. The Lynx as Landry gets after it. Ava Landry, the captain of the Cape Breton Lynx, as that one dumped into the zone. Landry leads the team in goals with 9 on the season thus far. So watch out for her. She's a sharp shooter in the offensive zone. Look for her to waste no time in pulling the trigger on those scoring chances. And she's got the hot stick for the team. And they come again. Landry unable to get through neutral ice. Moved across. Thomas dumps it into the zone. McGinnis on the far side, onto the sidewall, and an outlet play was blocked there. McGinnis picks it up once again and skates through the neutral ice. Makes the simple dump into the zone. Try to establish a forecheck once again for the Lynx. Is that one moved behind by McNeil? Try to a centering pass, blocked. Another chance of a rebound shot, and that one blocked as well. Momentary chaos in the Wolves zone. They escape here, however, and Duncan chips it ahead. McGinnis gets back to block that attempt. But now some pressure at the other end by the Wolves as they look to get things started. Quick shot, patted aside. Once again by Power. Another chance in front. Just on rocket of a shot there on the wrist shot. And that one fought off and covered by Power. She gets the whistle here. So both teams trading some good scoring opportunities, both rushes and pressure already. And once again, the energy and pace of play, something to behold here at the Al McGinnis Sports Center. No lack in the sense of urgency for either of these teams as they look to build that momentum in this section of the season, being down in the standings a bit. Going to improve their placings. There's always room for building that momentum and getting a run started. McNeil Gabrielle off the backboards to her defensive partner. McCackern takes that in stride and tries to move it out. Unable to do so as McNeil held the line for the Wolves into the corner. Morrell finds Brown. Brown outlet play in the feet of McCackern. Is that one unable to be corralled? Gabrielle falls up. Great pass across to McCackern on the wing. McCackern a shot. A low one that was stopped and covered by Aiken. Well, an offensive zone draw here to commence for the Lynx. As Landry steps up to the plate. He's up against Miley Stevenson. As that one off the side. Looking to clear was Mills, unable to do so. Off the boards, kept alive. A quick shot sticked into the glass there by Aiken. Vickers picks it up. She shoots, and that one just whizzes past the blocker side. About 6 inches past the goalpost. As Vickers, that one picked up by Stevenson defensively. She has to skate in her own zone. Pressure by the forechecking players from the Lynx as they turn it over. Landry trying to get past McGuigan, unable to do so. McGuigan off the wall. Nice move to the inside by Mills. Works it there on the corner, chases it down, and battles for it on the near wall. Pino holds the line and dumps it in around behind the goal. As the Wolves look to pressure. Taken down on the play was Thomas. Not going to get a call there. As that one onto the point again. Gamble around the boards. Stopped up in the corner. Great cycle now for the Wolves as a wrestling match in the corner there. Here they come again. Off the near side wall as Cremo looked to get it deep and unable to do so. As Murray picks it up on the near wall. The Wolves looking to advance. It's loose. Chesson drags to the outside. Intercepted there on the defensive play by Gabrielle. Showing she's not just an offensive threat, she can also defend very well on that move by the Wolves captain. Play in front there, picked up by Gabrielle now in the offensive zone. Another shot, that one goes through the blue paint and was patted aside. At least got a piece of it there. Another chance in front. Moved across. Quick shot by Gabrielle, blocked by Chesson. Got in that shooting lane, blocked the shot. Gabrielle looking to re-enter the zone. Gates on her off wing, drops it off. Here they come again. Lawan trying to make a move, and she was stick checked and knocked off the puck. Duncan gets the legs churning and burning here to the neutral ice, dumps it in right on goal. And a funny hop there, but gathered in and covered by Power, getting the whistle here with 12:02 remaining in the opening frame. Well, great action once again here in the first. As in last game, it was the Wolves still got those 2 quick strikes early that gave them momentum in that early part of the game, early going, and they never let up since that point. Not even looking to defend that lead or sit on it, they extended it. Will that be the story here? Can the Lynx break free? And an all-important confidence boost of getting that first goal of the game and get that momentum start swinging your way early here. But so far we've run already halfway point of the first, and some pretty good chances. No one able to hit pay dirt just yet, as that one covered off the backboard bounce by Aiken for the whistle. And looks like there's a penalty being called on the play here. Our first penalty of the game. Looks like a holding call. And it's going to go against McGinnis of the Lynx. So the first power play of the game is going to go to the Wolves with a chance to put the Lynx on the back foot with a power play goal early here as McGinnis steps into the box to serve her time. 2 minutes on the clock. Offensive zone face-off. Advantage here, 5-on-4 for 2 minutes for the Wolves as they look to strike first. Murray on the draw. One to the side of Mills, onto the point. McGuigan, wicked shot there, and it deflected on the way. Getting a piece of it there was Power. Steered to the corner and cleared by the Lynx defense. All the way down, stopped up there by Aiken onto her defense. McGuigan in the corner. Held it past to Mills. Mills skating to neutralize. Got Murray with her. Tries to get it to her, but it was picked up there and fired down the ice by McLean. So the Wolves have to reset her and try to get another zone entry. Mills chips it ahead, but that's taken by Vickers and cleared. Great play by number 10 on defense for the Lynx. Once again, a great puck-moving defensive core for the Lynx. This time on the defensive end of things. Gabriel, along with Morel here on defense. That one cleared. And Gamble has to chase it down. She's up against Cremo. And she turns behind her goal, trying to clear on the near side wall. Hops over the stick and is moved back in the zone by Morel. They have to reset here. Just 43 seconds left in the advantage, taken away by McGuigan now. McGuigan fakes the pass, takes it herself, moves up that off wing. Knocked off there and into the bench on the clearing attempt by the Lynx. That'll provide a new face-off to commence the play. So we go down to the offensive zone for the Wolves once again. Draw one, clearing attempt stopped up there, but not quite enough as it hopped over Richard's stick. She tried to stop that one up on the clearing attempt, so they have to reset once more with just 20 seconds to go in the power play. Lynx looking to kill this one off. Every little battle won is a step towards victory as Richards skates it in, drops it off to McNeil. McNeil tried a shot from a sharp angle, blocked and cleared by Austin. Picked up there by McPherson on the attempt as didn't get into the offensive zone for the Lynx. But that one taken by Vickers defensively. Now she goes on the offensive end of things. Skating through the ice, quick shot and a one that sailed over the goal, and the net looks to be off its moorings. The officials haven't caught sight of it yet, and finally, play is whistled down. So the penalty is over. The Wolves have killed it off. So now we continue with 5-on-5 even strength hockey. Move to the inside there by Lawan, unable to capitalize as Gabrielle picks that up and neutralizes and dumps it into the zone. Off the backboards behind the goal. Rimmed around on the near side. Picked up in stride by Thomas. Thomas moves in. Caden Thomas had 2 goals, the first and the fourth, goal on her team in last game. She made a big impact in that contest. Looking to continue such trends today as she gets into the offensive zone. Lynx looking to clear. Outlet pass knocked off. Great pressure on the forecheck there to try to cause some hesitation in the minds and hands of the Lynx as they try to desperately get something started here through neutral ice and gain a zone entry. Great defensive positioning in those zones in these last couple of shifts by the Wolves, or this last shift at least, as that one taken here by Webster on the point, dumps it in around the corner. Stevenson on the forecheck, turns, gains possession, up against two Lynx players. On to the point again, a quick shot there as that heavy shot by McGuigan knocked the stick into her teammate's hands as that's followed and dumped into the corner by Gabrielle, and she goes for a change. Hell at the line, not quite, as McCackern looks to reset, skating into the zone. Madison McCackern down the wing, quick shot towards the goal, hops in front and into the far corner. Picked up there, looking to set things up on the point, but it's intercepted by the Wolves. In McAdam, moved across to Morrell, they look to reset, dumping into the zone. Not able to establish too much precise pressure here thus far for the Lynx. Unable to get the center of the ice area. Wolves doing a good job of protecting the middle area in the offensive or defensive zone rather. Oh, the Lynx looking to chip away and try to pick their shots here. Finally taken away, moved out to neutral ice. A foot race right here. Stevenson looks to get ahead. And the puck goes down behind the goal line. She has to chase it down and battle there against Vickers. On the near side wall, McCackern looking to move it ahead. Picked off there. Blacklear looking to clear. Goes down to the defense of Morrell. Fans on the clearing attempt. And that was a close call there. McPherson now on the forecheck. Moved in front, and a quick play there by Morrell to stop that shot from going towards the goal. Clears it to neutral ice, picked up by Murray. Murray moves across to Blacklear. Back to Murray, off her stick to McPherson. McPherson off the near side, picked up by Morrell. She chases it down. A lot of clogging up in the neutral zone ice. Neither team able to get too much rush opportunity started. As the positioning on both sides to try to mitigate that speed factor from either side has been apparent in both these teams thus far. Oh, a collision there with Thomas. She's shaken up of the covers into the play, looking to get back into it. Cremo moving ahead. Out in front, blocked off and cleared past McGinnis. McLean below the goal line. Moved across to McGinnis. McGinnis, outlet play for Landry. Lynx captain down the wing, try to move it a pass, sweeps it in front to Luan. Outlet play, McLean drive, and that one goes past the glove hand side and wide. McGinnis picks it up on the near side point. Quick shot there, blocker to side, rebound chance in front. Looking to bang away, that one blocked as Stevenson looks to clear. Out to neutral ice, close call there for the Wolves as the Lynx starting to get things started in the offensive zone. Clearing play, Luan sweeps it into the zone, and chasing it down now is Perouche up against McGuigan. McGuigan sweeps it on the near side wall, looking to clear. Out to neutral ice, Morrell resets for the Lynx as they look to continue zone entries and offensive opportunities, trying to crack the goaltender Aiken early here, but that one taken away by McAdam. She skates in. McAdam drops it off. Quick shot by McNeil through the feet of Gabrielle and wide. McNeil around the boards. Intercepted in front. A quick bounce there. Close call there. As that caught the heel of the blade of Gabrielle and bounced in front. Could have been a close call and an opportunity there for the Wolves. It's still not out of the zone just yet as great pressure by the Wolves here. Duncan tries to hold the line. McAdam jumps up and pinches and gets it deep. Gabrielle off the backboards to Morrell. Morrell off the boards, picked up by Richards. Richards a shot, and that one's blocked in front by McLean. Or McNeil rather, excuse me. That one in front, chance for Duncan, unable to pull the trigger. One too many moves there. And she didn't see daylight on the back end, tried to go further to get a better angle, but was knocked off the puck. Gabrielle in the corner. And they come again. Centering play by McNeil, a drive, and that one knocked off a body in front. As McNeil throws the puck there. And the Wolves bench looking for a whistle down play there. Possibly a penalty on that. They're not going to get it. Is that one here? Webster drops it off. Richards taken by Gabrielle. Gabrielle off the sidewall, stopped by Richards and moved back in the zone. And now the shoe's on the other foot here as the Lynx, with some sustained zone pressure for those last couple of shifts, are now faced with some pressure from the Wolves for a sustained period. And they luckily get a line change there. But they've iced the puck, and I don't believe they'll be able to get that line change. And so the players have to come back on the ice, a tired group, after that great offensive flurry of a cycle shift for the Wolves, so they'll be able to get a line change. Fresh legs on the ice, tired legs on the Lynx side, and a fresh group for the Wolves will gain an energetic advantage here for this shift if they're able to win the draw and continue the pressure in the offensive zone. Murray on the dot. Brown gains a hold of that, moves it behind the goal. Off the wall, not cleared though. McPherson tries to hold the line. Angione gets it to neutral ice. That one picked up here by Lewan off the far side wall, dump into the corner, getting a line change for herself. Defensive core lineup changing up here. Vickers intercepts that clearing attempt and knocked off the puck there by Mills. She chases it down. McLean hounded by Mills. Escapes her and dumps it off the defense in Blacklear and moves it to Chasson. Chasson off the boards. Picked up in stride by Mills. She's pressured by McLean and has to dump it. As back to pick that one up was Austin. Lila Austin through neutral ice. Picking up speed and moving wide. Austin down the wing. Look at the wheels there. Moves behind the goal. Holds on. Nice step to the inside. Dances and moves it across. Quick shot by McGinnis. Deflected wide rebound and it's fanned on. Another chance. Close call there. Great pressure. And once again, the Lynx try to generate opportunities from those shots on the point, moving that puck, getting it to their defense, and getting those shots, trying to take away the eyes of Aiken. Moved across to McGinnis. McGinnis a drive. That one blocked in front. Picked up here and moved out by the Wolves. That one dumped in by Thomas on goal. And kick out pass by Power. Moved around for McGinnis as the Lynx look to reset their offensive advancements. That one off the near side pass. Cremo and onto the stick of McNeil. Intercepted. Landry tries to get a hold of it. As McNeil chases down against Landry. Landry picks it up. Skating in the zone. Captain fires and a glove save. That one was a head-high shot. Picked out of the air by Aiken. So end-to-end action, pressure opportunities. And plenty of intensity. You got all you could ask for in a hockey game here in this first 20 minutes of play. Everything but goals thus far, that is. As we haven't been without chances for both teams, both volume and quality. Another shot from the side, and that one blocked as well. Vickers a drive and a great glove save down low. Seeing that one through the traffic was Aiken. So not a player from either side isn't dialed today. Compete factor at a high end here, just as it was yesterday. And no dip in the motivation for either team as that one taken by Chasson through neutral ice. Dumps it into the zone, skated down by Vickers behind the goal. Vickers trying to move the puck. Picked off by Chasson on the forecheck, trying to clear to the point to set up a play. But that one's picked off as out come the Lynx the other way. McCackern, she's got Morrell with her, drops it off to her. Another play in front for McCackern, but just out of her wheelhouse. Unable to pull the trigger. McCackern trying to center it, that one off a skate. And cleared all the way down. And this will likely be an icing here against the Wolves, and it will be, as we go all the way back down for this defensive zone draw for the Wolves. Offensive zone opportunity for the Lynx. 39.1 on the clock. And at this stage of the period, you look for a quick set play, get possession, and try to generate a scoring opportunity. And you do have a little bit of space in that 39-second, almost a full shift with which to work if you can win that draw and generate some offense. And a defensive draw win and a great one there for the Wolves there to clear. Gabrielle holds the line. Great play. Landry gets it to Cremo. Cremo is drive, and that one blocked by McPherson. Looking to clear here the Wolves. They get it out to neutral zone ice. A foot race for as Murray chips it ahead. And that one picked up by Gabrielle. As one more rush here for the Lynx. Landry chips it into the zone. Got a stick on it to avoid the icing as she chips it in deep. Pino around behind the goal, off the glass. Held at the line. Quick shot. That one blocked in front. Rimmed around off the upper glass area. Picked up by the wing. And that one stopped up by Gabrielle, but it horn sounds, unable to get a shot before the horn. And scoreless after one, and not without plenty of chances for both teams. So goaltending going to be a big factor in this one, and capitalization on the offensive end might be the story here. Can things open up in the second? Only time will tell as we head into intermission break. This intermission brought to you by Burger King, Sydney and Sydney River locations, and Safety Check. We're the sponsors for both this intermission and the live stream itself, so thank you to them. So we'll be back shortly with that second period. Can things open up? The story will continue here after this break. Stay tuned. And we are back for the second period of play. Both teams making their way on the ice to start this middle section of regulation. Goaltenders getting ready in their nets. Aiken this time on the left-hand side. Moving right will be the Wolves, and Ellie Power on the right-hand goal. Moving towards the left are the Lynx. Switching sides for that second period of play. And so both teams not likely to make too many strategy changes and overcomplicate things here in the second. Continue the flow and try to capitalize where they can, as they've both been fairly equal in their opportunities as far as pressure. And both teams much more defensively attuned in the neutral zone, at least for this contest, looking to clog things up, making it harder to establish those speed opportunities and catch the opponent by surprise. Is that one here in front? Quick shot off the opening draw there for the Lynx to get things started. As Chasson bodied off the puck as McGinnis tried to clear. Here come the Lynx looking to get things started early in the second, as that one's going to be whistled down on the offside. Protest for some of the fans in attendance on that call, but either way, we'll have a neutral zone face-off to result. Neutral zone face-off. Landry on the draw. Tied up. Landry gets a hold of it and clears it into the zone. As that one rimmed around on the near side for Gamble. Escapes her, but onto the near wall looking to battle for it. Taken behind the goal there by Pinot, looking to clear. Through the neutral zone ice. McLean has to chase it down here for the Lynx. Being hounded there in the corner by McAdam, looking to set her in front and unable to get full wood on that pass. As Stevenson was waiting a one-time opportunity. That one taken free. McGinnis gets a hold of it. Saucer pass on the near side to Austin. Now to Austin. Moves it across, intercepted, and dumped into the zone by the Wolves. As Thomas looks to get started on the forecheck, taken by McGinnis off the near side. Austin on the back end, nice move, but she's stripped of the puck by McGuigan, who got a free pass in front. Another shot. What a pad save that was. Quick reactionary stop with the left pad by Power. That's her first test of the second period. Murray moves in. Finds some space. Moves it toward the goal, and a pad save on the other side there. Another play in front. Some pressure opportunities here for the Wolves as that one finally gets towards goal, but smothered and held for the whistle by Power. Line change for this defensive draw for the Lynx. As McNeil steps up to the plate in the defensive zone. Draw one for the Wolves. A quick shot from the point goes wide on that deflection on the shot from McGuigan. Gabrielle off the backboard. So Morel back to Gabrielle. Give and go there. And a cleared puck into the stands for a stoppage in play. And one of the fans in attendance returns the puck to the officials, and they've already got a new one. So that one will change to being a backup hockey puck. Even the hockey pucks are making line changes in this game, folks. As that one taken in the corner. Murray looking to get a stick on that. Backhanded in front, stopped up. Looking to clear here. Taken by Blackriere. Or McNeil rather. Mixing up my number 5s here as that one tried to clear. Forechecking pressure good for the Lynx. That one escapes the neutral ice. McNeil try to get a hold of it, but Mills moves it ahead for Murray. Murray on her off wing, turns with it and a spin move on the point, moves it across. Chris passes there. Duncan unable to get an advanced play on that as Morel takes the body on her and knocks her to the ice. Gabrielle Moves it out to neutralize, blocked up by McNeil as Gabrielle moves and dumps it off the boards and into the corner. Gamble chases it down. McNeil chips into the zone. Vickers makes chase. Backhands it off the far side. McCacken through neutral ice. Picked up there by McNeil in transition as she moves ahead. Off the boards and into the zone. McLean chasing it down. Side advantage and pressure opportunities to start the second period for the Wolves. Who's going to be the team to break things open here in the second? Is that one taken up by McCacken? On or off wing on the left-hand side. Moves to the back end. Pressured there by Pino. Moves it in front, unable to pull the trigger there. Onto the point. Vickers a drive. That one stopped. A rebound chance. Stopped as well. As Aiken being tested here now by the Lynx as a crowd gathers in front. And now the gamesmanship starts in this game. The skirmish after the whistle here. Officials looking to step in and calm things down here. As the Wolves taking exception to the aggression in the blue paint by the Lynx. Looks to gain a little bit of an intimidation factor on Alexa Aiken in goal. And the Wolves took exception to that. Landry on the point to Vickers a drive. That one blocked in front by Richards, but picked up by Perouche. On to the point to Vickers. That one, a shot was blocked. A chance for McLean on the point. Nice move on the point by McLean, and that one blocked as well. Diving at that loose puck to get it ahead as Vickers makes chase. Vickers gathering speed. Weaves her way through. Great skating, a shot, and that one goes wide. Here comes Vickers again on the attack. Moves it across to Landry. Lynx captain in the corner, number 3 off the backboards and around for the cycle. Picked up by McGinnis as look to set up the play. Hops over the stick of McLean as she has to chase it down as Thomas hounding her there. McLean tries to get through, and that one's knocked off the puck by Stevenson in the corner for Duncan against McGinnis. McGinnis. Duncan skates past her, tries to put a pass to the point. That one was blocked as well. Both big teams try to clog things up when they're on the defensive back foot, and that one cleared to the net and stopped by Power. So gaining that center of the ice in the zone is going to be a huge factor for both teams here, as they're doing a great defensive effort on both sides to clog up that center and make work a little easier for both their goaltenders. As that one off the backboard. Gabrielle in front of her own goal there. Almost a misplay, but she picks it up here. On the side for Lawan, she gave it away to McAdam as they do battle here on the wall. Gabrielle picks it up. Moved across to McGinnis. McGinnis. Outlet pass was fanned on slightly, but Austin picked it up anyway. It's still got enough wood on it to get it ahead, and now it's Lawan battling in the corner for it. Outlet play for the Wolves as they skate out. Duncan a lead pass there. Finds her target in Murray, who dumps it around the boards. In the corner, picked up there. Nice move by McLean, holding on to it. Or McNeil, rather. Intercepted by Duncan. Duncan a centering play. Paddled aside into the far wall by the goaltender in Power. Clearing attempt there by McLean. McNeil, rather. I keep mixing up those names. Lots of Max here, folks. That's Gabrielle. Moves it to Morel. Back to Gabrielle. Looking to clear off the boards. Gamble can't hold the line. That escapes out to neutral ice. And it's picked up there by McPherson. She looked to clear. It goes back down the ice. That's going to be an icing call here against the Lynx. And they don't like the call, but either way, it's going to go all the way back down into their end for this draw. So a tired group on the ice for the Lynx. Wolves looking to capitalize on, once again, the energy deficit for this shift, if they can win the draw. Stevenson wins it to the side, unable to get the shot away there as Austin picks that up. She skates it out. Austin moving across, knocked off the puck. Here come the Wolves in transition. That one over the line, going to have to tag up as Austin picks it up here once more for the Lynx. Moves it across, chipped ahead by McCackern into the corner. Brown making chase for the Lynx. Battling against Pino. Over to the right wing side. In front of the net, trying to get a shot away as Pino tries to clear. Vickers on that puck up against Thomas. Dancing across and moving it. Unable to get it deep there was Angione. Angione on the wall trying to clear. Brown and Angione helping out there on the wall to try to advance the play. Picked up by the Wolves defense as they skate out with it. On the near side looking to battle it free. Vickers chops at it. Here comes Angione. Elise Angione on her off wing. Holds on. Shoots, and that one goes wide. They're going to pick that near side. Went off a skate on the way. There's that one taken here by McLean. McLean, outlet play to Brown. Hops over her stick. She got a piece of it though and gets it in, at least on the stick of Gamble. As the Lynx try to establish a forecheck and pressure the Wolves defense. Moved on the near side. Stepping into the center of the ice was Murray there. She moved it ahead. Down the ice it goes behind the goal. Picked up here by McGinnis. McGinnis off the wall. Kept in by McGuigan. Here's Richards on the point of shot. That one goes through and blocked in front. Murray, a spin move, and that one was also blocked. McLean off the boards. Crema looking to battle it free. Taken away once again by Murray. Murray drags and shoots, and that's a great save. Shutting down the angle for Power there. As she smothers that one for a whistle and a line change for her team in the defensive zone. Line change as well for the Wolves. Once again, another offensive zone draw here for the Wolves. So much can happen off a face-off. Off the tie-up, picked up there by LaWanda. She skates out, tries to chip it past the defense and blocked by McPherson as she moved it ahead. McAdam unable to get it deep. McPherson on the point, holds the line. And still battling there on the wall. McPherson looking to pinch here and keep it alive, taken away there by Morel. Olivia Morel, outlet play looking for Perouche. Unable to take it in stride as it was in her feet. Morel on it. Cross to Gabrielle. Gabrielle, outlet play off the wall to Lawand. Unable to get a stick on that, and that's going to be an icing call here against the Lynx once again, so unable to get the line change. As the Wolves making it hard to set up those rush opportunities that were an extra factor in that game for the Lynx. A good adjustment there defensively in this game by the Wolves. Try to mitigate what was an advantage in the chance department for the Lynx in the last game. They're going to take no risks in another goaltending clinic here to try to keep things even Steven on the chance department. And they were pretty even last game as well, but especially in that third period, it was almost all Cape Breton Lynx in that last game. Gabrielle fired a shot, that one went wide. On the point, rimmed around there, and picked up by McCackern. McCackern trying to get a cycle going on the near side, but nobody was there to pick it up as that one moved ahead all the way down by Thomas. And that's going to be an icing here and a collision there with Vickers, the two number 10s coming together. A little bit of gamesmanship in this one. We're just nearing the halfway point of regulation here. Brown on the draw in the offensive zone against Stevenson. Stevenson wins the draw. Fired off the far wall. Unable to clear. McLean a drive. That one goes wide. As McPherson picks it up and clears on the near side wall, trying to get it out of the zone here. But Stevenson picks it up in stride, moves it across. A chip play for Thomas as she chases it down. Moving towards the goal. Deflection, almost a deflection rather, is Pino was ahead there looking to crowd the net on that shot from the outside. Giving Power something else to think about other than the shot. As that one moved ahead, Duncan in on a shot, and she sailed it over the goal. Looking to pick that glove hand side. Not much room, but a good strategy. One of those against the grain shots on the way in from that left-handed player on the off wing. See that move so often by professionals like Connor McDavid, using that speed. Quick shot, block it aside. As that one taken in the corner. Here comes Gabriel dancing free a shot, and that one off the knob with a stick of Aiken. Another pad save and a rebound chance in front is cleared as Cremo tried to get a stick on that. Out with the neutral ice, picked up by Gabriel as the Lynx reset. And the flow element of the game starting to become a factor here in the second. As the Lynx starting to gain some confidence in their rush play and try to pick away at that defensive pressure and neutralized by the Wolves. But here come the Wolves in transition. Things opening up here. Shot or pass attempt in front, blocked by McGinnis. Nobody was there. And McGinnis didn't want to take any risks in blocking that just in case, as that one moved across Landry. On the near side, picked up by Austin. She skates through. Austin stepping aside, moves it across to Richard. Or Cremo rather. She got it in deep. Here come the Wolves. McNeil off the glass. It takes a funny hop. Lawan trying to battle it free. Kept alive by McGuigan into the corner. Brooke McGuigan leads her team in offensive output for the defensive position. With 5 points on the season. As that one moved in the corner. McNeil trying to hold the line. Unable to do so. Taken here by Thomas, down the wing. Thomas moving it across, intercepted. As here comes Vickers, gaining speed. Look at the moves. Moving wide, Vickers moving it in front. A quick pass goes through everybody. On the stick of McLean at the point, looking to center. That one off the wall. Vickers back to pick it up. Hounded there. Great stick check by Pino on the offense. Holds on to it, trying to center in front. A bank shot. That one stopped on the pad. Kept alive on the point. Gamble a drive and a penalty behind the play in the corner. And it looks like it's a body contact minor here going to the Wolves as Thomas is going to serve her 2 minutes in the box. And so an opportunity to put the Wolves on the back foot here with a goal for the Lynx on the power play. Angione on the draw. Clean defensive win there. And a clearing chop shot goes over the glass and into the stand area, or walking area rather, outside of the perimeter. And out of play, so another stoppage here. Reset of the draw. Angione, once again, a great draw win there for Murray defensively, and they dump it down the ice to the Wolves. Stopped up in the corner. Gabrielle, nice move there. She is pressured. Gabrielle across. Angione. Back to Gabrielle. Gabrielle skating in. Moves it across. Shot there, and that one goes through everybody and wide. As McGinnis looked to pick that far side low corner. And just missed the net by a couple inches as Gabrielle skates in free. Gabrielle, nice move, a shot, and that one, a great pad save there. Bit of a glove on that one as well. McGinnis, a shot from the point, that one goes wide. Another chance at the side of the goal, picked off here by the Wolves defense, off the boards and out. Here comes Murray, shorthanded one-on-one against Gabrielle. Gabrielle strips her of the puck. Good active stick there. As she moves in behind her own goal, looking to set up the play once again and reset a zone entry on the power play as that moved across to Angione. Angione skates through. Moving wide, drops it off to the point. McGinnis has to hustle to get after that on the back end, but got it to Angione, who circles it around to get the cycle going. 45 remaining in seconds on the advantage. Onto the point. Moved across to Vickers. Almost took a tumble there, but she got back to her feet and moves it again. McLean in deep for Murray. Or Landry, rather. Lawan, back to Landry. Lynx captain in the corner. Across to Vickers, a seeing thread the needle pass. The shot, they score! The shot through the screen. And the Lynx open the scoring here in the second on the power play. On that shot from the point, they took away the eyes with the screen. And Aiken only saw the shot coming in the last second and unable to get the time required to get that reaction glove hand over. And that's the first goal of this game. And what a beautiful threading the needle pass by Landry on that play. And Vickers making no mistake, getting it to the goal is as simple as it gets. A lot of sharpshooters describe the attempt to snipe the puck as just try to get it on goal and hope for the best sometimes and let the instincts take over. So much of the game runs on that gut level of taking another shot. What a save that was with the pad by Power. Another chance for Gamble. Her shot sails over the goal. That was a close call as well. Excitement factor starting to ramp up here in the second as things open up on both sides. As Stevenson advancing here, looking to dance, and that one stopped up by McNeil. Austin off the backboards. Good pressure now by the Wolves in response, looking to make a quick counter punch in their respect as they look to waste no time in tying this game. Gabrielle moving it ahead. Austin trying to get a hold of it. She gets checked. The collision there. Both players recovering pretty quickly there. As that one across to Gabrielle once more. Gabrielle finds McCackern. Maddie McCackern through the offensive zone. Picked off there by Murray as she skates out. Murray down the wing, a quick shot, and that blocked by McGinnis on the way. Danny Ray McGinnis off the near side wall looking to clear. And Gabrielle has to chase it down. As the forecheck starting to be established here for the Wolves. Murray onto the point. Shot there through a screen, blocked up high. Fearless block there by Brown. And she took that in the collarbone area. And doesn't seem to be too flummoxed by it at all, as that's one of those areas in the padding that's slightly exposed. Taking it in stride and making a concerted effort to clear the puck after it. Gutsy effort there by Julia Brown defensively in her own end for the Lynx. McNeil. McLean behind the goal, chops at it, didn't get full wood on it, but it gets it on the near side for her line mate to try to clear. McNeil holds that. Andrews was trying to clear, unable to do so. Here they come again to the Lynx, trying to clear past McGuigan. She stops it up and neutralized, trying to clear. Once again, things starting to clog up here as both teams trying to take away that speed factor. But there has been a noticeable opening of the game in that rush department up the neutral ice as both teams change up their flow and get more precise and urgent with those passes. Trying to make them crisp, quick, and efficient. And give less time for the defensive intelligence of the opponent to take effect. Nice move there by Mills. Getting in shot and off the shoulder. Fighting that off was Power. On the point to Gamble. Gamble a drive, looking for deflection. Loose in front. And taken away by the Lynx now. Landry hauled down, but she got it to Vickers. Vickers one-on-one. Shot there, and that one goes wide. Looking to pick the blocker side through a screenshot. And now taken out now by Stevenson down the wing. Up against Vickers. Vickers takes her for a ride into the liney. And she goes down. Vickers a hard check behind the goal, and looks like she's going to be called on that one. And so a power play opportunity now for the Wolves once again as Vickers goes to the box. On the body contact minor. So 2:50 remaining here in the second period of play. 2 minutes on the clock for the advantage for the Wolves. As they look to tie this up at 1. with a power play marker. 5-on-4 advantage here. Murray on the draw. Up against Austin. Austin wins the draw clean to Gabrielle. Gabrielle behind her goal, pressured there by the forecheckers for the Wolves on the power play. Trying to clear it out to neutral ice. McCackern chasing it down. Steps wide, 2-on-1 shorthanded here for the Lynx. Centering pass in front, the shot there, and blocked aside there by Aiken. High pressure save there for the Wolves netminder. Here they come the other way. Down the wing, McGuigan holds on to it to the back end. Counted by Gabrielle, knocked off the puck. Off the near side wall, funny hop, and it gets past McAdam and all the way down the ice to the Lynx as they kill some time in this penalty. McPherson behind her own goal, looking to reset the play. Austin keeping careful watch of her. McPherson drops it off. Intercept by Austin. Short-handed, turns with it. Dumps into the corner, looking to kill time. Lewan on the forecheck behind the goal, still looking to kill some more time. She got sandwiched into the boards there. But it's still great pressure here, short-handed by the Lynx. Fired shot from McGinnis into the corner to kill some more time. So unable to get things started right away as we just moved past the halfway point of this penalty. Great effort to kill so far. And Cremo stripping the puck. Short-handed shot. That one goes wide to the glove-hand side. As Brown looking to chop at it. Great forechecking pressure here. A very aggressive penalty kill on display by the Lynx. As the Wolves not only unable to get things started in the offensive zone, they've been hemmed into their defensive end while having the advantage in players on the ice. Off the near side, McGinnis holds that at neutral zone and fires it in past the goaltender behind the goal. As McPherson holds on to it behind the net. Just 15 seconds to go in the penalty to Vickers as that one cleared the neutral ice. Fired back down by McGinnis on one last clear. And that will likely conclude this penalty, but now the Wolves trying to get out of the zone. 2 seconds and one, and we're back to even strength as Vickers making her way back to the bench. As Perush comes on in her stead and chases it down on the forecheck. Just 39 seconds left to go in the period. Here comes Austin. Moving on the point. She lost the handle of the puck and has to chase it down to neutral ice. Austin turns with it. Stops up and drops it to Gabrielle. Gabrielle, bank off the wall. Onto the stick of Perush. Unable to get things started. Here's Pinot. Moves ahead. Down the wing. Number 9 passes it in front. And Morel picks that up. Morel. Here comes Chasson. Wolves captain over the line, but her line mate was a step ahead of her. And that will result in an offside call on a face-off just outside of the Lynx zone. 7 seconds on the clock remaining in the second frame. And so, unless something very surprising happens for the Wolves, we will likely go to the second intermission with a 1-goal lead for the Lynx to start that third period of play, rather. So the Lynx, after that goal by Vickers, will take a 1-0 lead into the third frame. This second intermission brought to you by Burger King Sydney and Sydney River locations. And also Safety Check. So thank you to our sponsors as well for sponsoring both these intermissions and the stream itself. Once again, a 1-0 lead for the Lynx. Heading into that third frame, we'll be back shortly for the conclusion of regulation after this break. Stay tuned. the Cape Breton Lynx and the Western Wolves make their way back onto the ice surface for this, the third period of play. Lynx taking a 1-goal lead from that second period goal from Jade Vickers into the third period. Will it be enough? So far, goaltending has been the story of this contest. Only 1 goal amid 2 periods. Plenty of shots and opportunities from both teams. The next goal on either side could prove a real change in momentum and a big one, and could really point the game in one of 2 directions, depending on who scores it. Which team ends up getting the next goal. In a tight defensive contest, if the Lynx are able to put another one past, it could prove a cushion too difficult for the Wolves to overcome, given the tight defensive nature of this game and the excellent performance by both goaltenders. As we get started on this opening draw of the third period of play. Adjustments being made by the officials on the ice surface, making sure everything's ready to go for player safety. As the officials testing out that spot there in the Wolves zone, making sure all is well before starting play. The 2 number 17s stepping up to the draw here. Lila Austin and Callie McNeil as Neil won that draw in front of the net. A backhand shot. Oh, what a pad stop there was by Powers. That one was an against the grain shot on the back end. Very hard to read. In front of the net, a chance again. The Wolves wasting no time in trying to get on the offense and tie this game early in the third. As they chop at it, try to keep things going in the offensive zone here to start things off. Gabrielle behind the goal. Emil chasing it down the forecheck. McPherson trying to hold that line. It escapes to neutral ice, and now here comes Austin 1-on-2. Moves it across to Cremo. Cassie Cremo down the wing. Quick drive, and that one goes wide. Held on the near side wall, out to neutral ice. Dumped back in by McGinnis. And a quick line change, full line change in effect for the Lynx as they got that one deep. On the near side wall, stopped up, cleared to neutral ice. In comes Angione, skating to the center. Nice couple moves by Elise Angione, but unable to capitalize. But Neil clears it in to continue the pressure here for the Lynx now in this shift. Outlet play, trying to find Stevenson. It was in her feet and she couldn't find it. It's that one taken by Vickers once again. Always effective at carrying the puck. Jade Vickers skates in, quick shot, and a blocker to the side and fought off on a high riser of a shot from Jade Vickers. And so play resets for this offensive zone draw. McNeil on the draw against Stevenson in the offensive zone. Put it in behind, below the goal line. McNeil after it. On the point to Morel. Olivia Morel dumps it in around for Lawan as they start the cycle. Lawan. Stevenson behind their own goal. Shovels it to Duncan. Duncan trying to clear off the stick of Vickers, but all the way down the ice. And Vickers, having touched the puck, will negate the icing. Morel. Lawan. Moves it ahead, trying to find McNeil. It hops off her stick, unable to corral it as Stevenson picks it off. Trying to move past Vickers. Vickers positions her away from the puck and takes it off her stick as he gets it to Lawan. Collision there. Mills holding on to it. Quick shot blocked by Morel as she got in that shooting lane. Held the line by McPherson. Good pressure now in this shift by the Wolves. Off the backboards. Vickers gets possession. Steps to the center of the ice and skates through, weaving her way up the ice. Quick shot deflected on the way. Vickers follows it up, pass in front, it's loose, and unable to get a shot away there was Andrews. Out the play for Thomas. Moves past. Thomas gets herself free. Quick shot off the blocker. Fought off by the shoulder of Power. That's a tough save, as that one was a label for the top corner. A quick upward shrug of the shoulder deflected into the netting for a stoppage in play and a whistle and a face-off in the defensive end for the Lynx here. As the pace of play not letting up at all in this third period. Both teams showing no sign of fatigue or compete level here as the play goes back and forth. And the game is wide open in effort and risk-taking as it was in the second, if not more so here by the play so far shown by both teams in the third. As that one moved across by Landry, dumping it in the corner. Pino on the puck. Hard collision there below the goal line as Landry got taken to the ice by Pino. And a deflection off the paddle of the stick from Aiken as that one off the near side. And McLean has to chase it down defensively for the Lynx as Stevenson's hounding her. Off the wall, finds McGinnis on the far side as she moves it ahead. Touching it up there was Perouche, so icing will not ensue as that one off the far side. Held at the line there. McNeil tries to chase it down on the forecheck. Morrell stops it up on the pinch. Outlet play. McAdam was tripped up there looking for a call possibly, but not going to get it as Gabrielle behind her own goal. Stops up. Onto the left wing side. Chipped over the stick of Austin as that one picked up by the Wolves defense. Touch play and a hard collision there at center ice. And that one is likely going to be called here. As some choice words in front of the glass here to McNeil on that collision. And she's going to get whistled on that play. It's a cross-checking penalty going to go against the Lynx. This could be a huge moment in this game early in the third. If the Wolves can capitalize on the power play, this will be a brand new hockey game. Such a tight defensive contest. As I said, the next goal is going to be a huge determining factor in the fate of this game. In such a tight contested battle with goaltending being such a huge factor. Capitalization is key, so for the Wolves, their sense of urgency has to be peaked here for this power play. Despite how much time remains in the third, you don't want to sit on your laurels or rest on your laurels rather and try to rely on the time remaining to give yourself space. You got to act in the moment and try to capitalize on every opportunity that presents itself as that's moved in by Mills. Moving wide against Vickers. Mills holds onto the puck, pressured off by Vickers. On the point, Pino holds the line. Quick shot from the point, looking for a deflection. Stopped up by Gabrielle. She gets hooked, looking for a call herself, but she's not going to get it. Gamble, quick shot, deflected through the legs of Vickers. She got a calf on that. And it's taken in by Mills. Mills drops it off. Gamble, quick drive all the way through. Save, rebound chance. It's loose in front and finally covered. And some extracurriculars in front of the goal. Lynx taking exception to that aggression shown by the Wolves on the power play. But you got to do whatever you can on the offensive front to try to get an advantage and get to that loose puck. And Power just as aggressive and diving on that loose puck at the top of the circle. And on the tie-up, Primo wins that draw, but a good hustle by Chasson as she got possession on the pressure, and now she has it and gets the cycle play going here on the power play. 1 minute remaining on the advantage. Stevenson drops it to Chasson on the point. Moves it on the left wing side. Back up across. McPherson across to Chasson. Trying to seam passes blocked off by Landry as Landry skates through shorthanded. Landry in the corner. Bodied off the puck by McNeil as she gets knocked to the ice. Trying to lay on that puck and kill some time here. And that one whistled down here as a result. Some gamesmanship by Landry showing on that quick smile as she makes her way to the bench. She knows she did her job on that penalty kill to take some time away from the Wolves there, as now they've earned an offensive zone draw. Short-handed. McGinnis trying to get a hold of that loose puck. McLean off the back of the near side boards. McCackern dumps it into the corner. McGuigan chasing it down, number 14 on defense for the Wolves. Trying to reset. McCackern keeping watch of her. Off the far side. Murray on her off wing. Backhand feed to Webster. 1-on-2. Webster. Unable to get through. She just one-hands into the corner and looks to get a forecheck established. And the penalty expires. Back to even strength here. The Lynx have killed this one off. Huge kill there early in the third. Richards on the point. Shot through a screen all the way through, but wide. As that one picked up by a nice move there by Austin. Lila Austin chips it ahead. And McGuigan has to chase it down. Near side to Richards. Richards, the near side, dumps it in. Gabrielle looking to call the icing there, and she did so. As Richards didn't gain the center ice line before that dump in, so that's going to be an icing here against the Wolves. Unable to make a line change here as fresh legs come on the ice for the Lynx. They look to capitalize once again on that energy deficit. Brown. Richards off the near side wall. Moved into the corner. Brown trying to chase it down. Richards looking to clear. Morel holds the line. In front of the net, a chance. Shoveling it towards the goal. It's still loose. They bang away and finally covered on the goal line. Fighting it off was Aiken to get the whistle, and once again skirmishes in front of the net, this time at the other end. As fire being fought with fire here in the third period of play. The compete level by both teams still at an all-time high here. They both know the importance of that next goal, and none of them looking to sit back in efforts to try to earn that. As here comes Stevenson through, weaving away through neutral ice, dances, holds on to it, moves wide. Nice moves by Stevenson, holds on, tries to put it towards the goal, off the netting, or the net rather. Taken on the far side by Gamble. Moving it in deep, trying to get the cycle going. Morel behind her own goal, hounded there by the forecheckers for the Wolves, but she got it free to Angione. That leaves Angione down the wing. Tries to dance, a nice move. Angione, a shot off the mask of Aiken and stops up in front. Taken on behind by Pino, trying to clear. Intercepted. Here's a chance. Onto the point. Great play to get to the point. Moved across. Shot there. Through a screen and blocked and covered. Stopped by Aiken. Great back and forth pressure opportunities once again here in the third. And this last one earns a offensive zone draw for the Lynx once again. McNeil steps up to the plate against Callie McNeil. So McNeil against McNeil here on the draw. That one worked into the corner. Look free. McNeil chases it down here for the Wolves. Number 17. Backhands it, looking to spring her line mate there, and Stevenson unable to do so. As here comes Danny Ray McGinnis through neutral ice. Holds on to it, moves to the backhand, protects the puck. Drops it off, nobody was there. It's picked off here by the Wolves defense. They look to clear. Stevenson chasing it down against Gabrielle. Good awareness by Gabrielle to hold that pressure defensively. And it's taken here by McNeil now. McNeil moving in. And she gave it away to the other McNeil on the other side. As in comes a shot there. Callie McNeil fired that one wide. And here, another chance. Two number 17s gathering together on that deep move. That one a little advantage for Austin, number 17 for the Lynx as she got it ahead. But once again, backpedaling here on that defensive pressure in the neutral ice by the Wolves, clogging up those rush opportunities and try to get the momentum going for the Lynx. Establish those zone entries and try to use their speed to an advantage. Richards on the near side. Moving ahead. Webster trying to dance past the defense. Knocked over by McLean. McLean off the clearing attempt, knocked and stopped by McGuigan. And lots of defensive battles here on those attempts to infiltrate each other's defenses. And those second and third back and forth. Nice move by Vickers, inside shot. She scores! What a goal by Jade Vickers, her second of the game. This one an absolute beauty. gives a 2-goal cushion here for the Lynx in the third in a tight defensive contest. One thing to note by Jade Vickers, excellent puck movement and stick handling on display there as always. This time it winds up in a highlight reel goal to give the Cape Breton Lynx a healthy 2-goal lead in this tight defensive contest at the halfway point of the third. What a goal there by Vickers, my goodness. As that one dumped into the corner. That one brought the crowd to its feet for certain. Working in the corner now. Quite a spring in the step of the Lynx now as they look to keep the foot on the gas pedal here at the halfway point of the third. Stevenson in the corner. Chips it up. Blocked by Morrell, but escapes out. Here comes Duncan now the other way, one-on-one. Duncan, nice move. Another nice move, but it's blocked out by Gabriel defensively. Great defensive play there. Not dizzied at all by those quick stick moves there by Stevenson. Or Duncan, rather, excuse me. Gabriel, nice move to the inside, holds on. She gets tripped up there looking for a call, not going to get it. There's that one taken in the corner by McCackern. Up to the point to Morrell and escapes her up to neutralize. She has to reset here, hounded by McAdam. And some urgency in the game of the Wolves. They get in a shot, save, rebound, chance in front, it's loose. Fought off and taken here by McCackern. Here they come again. Game opening up even more here the second half of the third. Here comes Landry down the wing. She's knocked off the puck. McGinnis steps in. And it's run and gun from both sides here at the Al McGinnis Sports Center. That one all the way down. McGinnis picks it up, looking for an icing call. They're not going to get it. Chancellor McNeil here chopping at it. McLean off the boards. Angione trying to gain possession into the corner. Off the boards to the backboards rather than McGinnis. She gets into the physical play in the corner, knocking her opponent to the ice, and not going to get a call there. Is that one taken by Angione? Into the corner, fired shot there, stick to side. My goodness, what intensity to this third period. Here comes Landry. Dances to wide, follows it up in the corner. Ava Landry holding onto that puck. Onto the point to Morrell. Morrell moves it across. Vickers again. And Jade Vickers is on hack trick watch tonight. She's got both goals for the Lynx. And she doesn't look to let up and trying to get the shots to the net here. Once again, another drive by Vickers. That one stopped and covered by Aiken. No rebound. Let up there by the Wolves goaltender. I don't know about you folks sitting warm at home watching this on the stream, but there's something about being in a freezing cold arena with AC/DC blasting on the speakers that does something to a person. I don't know. Quick shot. Chance in front and a drive. That one patted aside as it's taken here by Mills looking to clear. Knocked off the puck. Perush trying to dance. Drops it off for Vickers on the clearing attempt here. That goes to neutral ice. Once again, the clogging effect here in neutral ice. Thought speed factor hard to come by in this one. Just shows how impressive that rush by Jade Vickers was, as those opportunities to navigate that neutral ice have been so hard to come by in this contest. As that one moved ahead, dumped in. Richards trying to chase it down, covered up on the pressure from Cremo by Aiken. A line change for both teams here to start this draw. 7:33 remaining in the third. Off the draw win defensively for the Wolves. Try to clear. Gabrielle looking to hold the line. And they have to tag up on the offside to the Lynx. As that one taken in possession by Gamble for the Wolves, off the glass and into the zone. Gabrielle chases it down on the defensive side of things, looking to set things up and get a zone exit. Out it goes to McCacken. McCacken lost the handle of that one. It's taken by the Wolves and cleared again. McAdam chasing it down against Gabrielle in the corner. Gabrielle whiffed on that passing attempt behind the goal. Give it away in front of shot. Save made point blank by Power. And Power has been perfect in this game thus far, stopping all shots. Lynx not looking to rely on her for this win, as it has been quite run and gun, especially in that second and third period. No hesitation in the effect of taking risks and trying to make whatever plays you can to advance that offense has still been quite a factor. As that one on the point, taken by McPherson. McPherson holding on, quick drive, and that one deflected into the netting for a stoppage in play. Face off in the offensive zone here for the Wolves. On to the point, clean draw win to McGuigan. Intercepted there. As out skates Gabrielle. Rylan Gabrielle trying to intercept the defense and weave her way past him. Was picked off, and now here come the Wolves the other way. Moving ahead, 2-on-3. Thomas a drive. That one goes wide as caught a skate on the way. And Gion holds on to it on the far side wall. Good forechecking pressure once again by the Wolves, trying to force some mistakes in this late stage from the Lynx. Precise puck movement here by the Lynx, making those efficient passes. Here comes Landy down the wing. Quick shot, and that one sails over the goal. Another drive looking for a bank shot opportunity there was Morel. At least trying to get it to the front of the goal and create an opportunity from an unlikely angle. As once again, the Lynx throwing everything they can at the goal here. Not looking to get fancy. As McGinnis dumps it into the corner. Chasson stops up in her own zone, looking to clear against, finds McAdam, but it's intercepted momentarily. Chasson picks it up. Outlet pass across and trying to spring Stevenson. She has to backpedal slightly, but she gets into the offensive zone and tries to drop it to Chasson, but unable to do so. It's held at the line, though, by Pino, trying to sweep a shot on that spinorama move. McLean chases it down. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the third. Moving across to Vickers. Jade Vickers, she's got the two markers for the Lynx. That last one, of course, you remember, was that highlight reel goal on the rush. Still fresh in the memory here. And the momentum swings as well as McPherson skates through. Vickers on the back check, holds onto it. Trying to clear, unable to do so. Battling there on the wall against two Wolves players. She needs some help. And in comes McCacken to try to do so. McAdam shovels it towards the goal, covered up and held by Power. She senses the pressure coming from those Wolves and gets the whistle and the line change for her team. Remember in last game it was the urgency by the Lynx as they were down by 2 in the third, and now the shoe is on the other foot here in this contest. As the minutes start to tick away here, and the urgency for the Wolves is to at least get one on the board here in the next few minutes. Try to make things interesting and put them a little bit of panic in the veins of the Lynx. As that shot from the point, looking for a deflection, goes wide. Getting a piece of it there was Power on the way through with the pad. Loose in front here as the Lynx try to get out of the zone. And taken here by McCackern. She skates through, dumps it in, making that simple play, not looking to dance too much. There's that one behind the goal. Pressure there. Close call. As McNeil works it behind. Blacklier moves it. Unable to get it to the wing. And another good forechecking attempt here by the Lynx as they look to pressure once again and keep the foot on the gas pedal. Not looking to rest on that 2-goal lead. Here they come again. Looking to front. Brown, a quick backhand shot and that sailed over the goal, but not into the netting. It's still in play. Is that one taken by Gabriel on the point? Fans on that attempt. Webster gets it to Stevenson. Stevenson down the wing. Trying to step to the middle. She was up against two defenders. This one being Gabrielle, who took the puck away from her, and McCacken dumps it in and gets a line change for herself. As Almost a full line change here for Vickers. Lost the handle of that. Here comes Murray now. Vickers on the back check. Duncan. Circling with it. Pressure there by the Lynx. On to the point to Richards. Richards a shot, and that one, an arcing one and a high one, goes over the goal. Trying to clear McLean. Great pressure here and sense of urgency by the Wolves. They keep things in the offensive zone. Off the boards. Net is empty at the other end. 6 on 5. Here comes Cremo. The net empty. Looking to ice the game. Cassie Cremo on the back end sends it wide. A little bit of panic here for the Wolves in front of the net, and a great urgency there as they get ahead of it. Block shot. Here's a chance for Duncan. 1-on-2 to get things through. 2:30 left. Nice dancing move there. Blocked by Morel. Not backhand feed to Gabrielle. She got the net empty. Another chance. And a bid for the empty net goal all the way down. And that'll be an icing call here against the Lynx. So 2:19 left to play. Plenty of time to work with that empty net for this face-off. And timeout called by the Wolves. An opportune time to do so as they reset psychologically for the task ahead of them. They need 2 goals at an average of just over a goal, or just about a goal a minute here in these last 2:18 to try and tie this hockey game and force overtime. So quite a task ahead of them, as Ellie Power has been excellent in goal through all 3 periods thus far, stopping every shot that's been thrown at her. And this is the game prior. It was Peyton Crozier of the Wolves who put on a performance in a similar way. So once again, the shoe on the other foot here for the Wolves in this contest, as the Lynx remain with a 2-goal cushion, 2:18 remaining. Trying to draw together a play or a set of plays to at least start something off on this shift. Getting all their heads together on the same page for an effective offensive flurry here. 2:18 left in the third. Pressure on. Goaltender pulled for the Wolves. 6 on 5. McNeil on the draw. Big face-off here. Clean win. Gamble a shot. Deflected. And that one goes wide in the corner. Pino on to Gamble. Gamble shoveling it towards the goal. Trying to get everything at the net. Another shot in front. What a save. Rebound chance in front. It's still loose. That one stopped as well. Still the pressure from the Wolves. 2 minutes remaining. Quick shot. That one, I think there was a piece of it brought by Power. Deflection on goal. Another chance. They score! The Wolves pull within 1 here with 1:54 remaining. And ladies and gentlemen, things just got very interesting here. So plenty of hockey left to play. 1:54 on the clock. And the game is now a 1-goal game. You want to talk about planting seeds of doubt. The Wolves have done just that on that goal. And look for them to push with even more aggression here and more will to win. Here comes Murray down the wing. Murray steps on, tries a shot towards the goal. Mills behind it, trying to center it in front. Goaltender pulled again, 6 on 5. On to the point of shot. That one fanned on by Webster. Here comes Lawan off the boards. Out into the below the goal line, and icing is called here against the Lynx. So once again, 1:32 on the clock. Goaltender pulled. Can they do it again? They had that draw win, that pressure on that previous draw to end up with a goal. So another huge face-off here with 1:32 remaining. You cut the tension in this arena with a knife right now. As Murray's going to get tossed from the draw. Mills stepping in. Off the tie-up, onto the point. McGuigan stepping in, shot, blocked. A huge block there by Lawan defensively. Move towards the goal and work behind. Mills, circles, centers. In behind the goal, Murray. Wraps it around. Finds McGuigan. McGuigan back to Murray. Murray waits, shoots, blocked the backhand shot, another shot, they dance in front, and it's covered up and held by Power as a skirmish and pile up in front. Minute 8 on the clock. What intensity here. That's a huge stop for Power. And she's got to be feeling the pressure here after letting that goal in. This modern game, you got to have a mind like a steel trap, and no position requires that more than goaltending. So what a stop there. And if the Lynx are able to hang on, you'll remember that one. McNeil on the draw. Up against Landry. Draw one. Picked off there by Cremo, looking to ice it. Unable to get out of the zone. Chesson on the point. Quick shot. Deflected wide. Another chance for McGinnis to clear. That one stopped up. Escapes from neutral zone ice. Chasing it down. Knock off the puck. Empty net. They score! And Lila Austin ices the game here with 51.5 remaining in the third. Great effort there by number 17 for the Lynx. Hustling after that puck, knowing how important it is to get that mental pressure release of that empty net goal, giving some breathing space, especially with only 51.5 on the clock. Odds starting to run against the Wolves here near the close of this one. Discussion with the officials on that last play. And so here we start for this draw. 3-1 lead now for the Lynx. They've got their 2-goal lead back. And time running out here for the Wolves. Look for them to continue to press here in desperation as that one taken here. Moved on the near side. McGuigan gets it deep. Once again to the bench goes Aiken. Extra attacker on again here for the Wolves. Just 38 to go. Shot towards the goal. Patted aside. Another chance trying to get it in front. Here comes a chance in front, blocked out by Vickers. Here comes Vickers holding on to it. She's got the hat trick on her stick here as she skates through. Vickers to the goal, she scores! And it's a hat trick empty net goal for Jade Vickers. Her third of the game makes it 4-1 here for the Cape Breton Lynx, and that should do it. For certain. And you knew once she got that puck on her stick, she was thinking, oh, I can get a hat trick, why not? And weaves her way through once again. And makes the victory a formality at this point for the Lynx in what was throughout a real tight contest. Only really made a formality in these last few minutes of play as that one moved across. And that'll do it here as time winds down. And the Cape Breton Lynx on a hat-trick effort and goaltending effort by Jade Vickers and Ellie Power, respectively, earns them a little bit of retribution here on this Sunday matinee game. So the teams respectively both going 1-1 here at this matchup at the Almaguinna Sports Center. The Wolves winning yesterday's game, and this time the Lynx winning this one as they line up to show their class with the handshake line at center ice. 4-1 victory for the Cape Breton Lynx on this Sunday. Thank you all for tuning into this one. Once again, this is Brendan Maloney from High Button Sports. Thanking you once again for tuning in. and have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one.